From Hello Kitty to cartoon characters advocating for blood donation, cuteness surrounds us everywhere, at all times. The phenomenon has spread through visual culture, capturing hearts and wallets left and right, with Big Cute making up a multi-billion-dollar industry. D.E. Whitcower, a technology philosopher, points out that cuteness plays a particularly big role in online communication. The strongest case in point for that probably being the omnipresence of adorable cat videos that no internet user seems to be able to escape. And why would you want to? So I guess at this point, we should be used to seeing cuteness in all areas of life, right? That's what I thought, until I met Luce. Luce, an adorable blue-haired cartoon character who also is the new mascot of the Catholic Church, of all places. Yeah, you heard that right. How Luce made it into my algorithm, I am not quite sure. Was it technological determinism or divine intervention? I don't know, but what I do know from the moment I first saw those big sparkly eyes is that I needed to find out everything about her. So please, join me as I descend into the rabbit hole that is Luce, an equally celebrated and critiqued religious figure, and with no doubt the Catholic Church's most adorable PR move to date. It all started with a clip from a press conference the Vatican held in October 2024 in anticipation of the 2025 jubilee. In Catholicism, the jubilee is celebrated every 25 years. According to the USCCB, Pope Francis has designated the 2025 Holy Year as a time to renew ourselves as pilgrims of hope. Part of this renewal is the introduction of a new official jubilee mascot named Luce, which is Italian for light. Luce was revealed by Archbishop Rino Fisichella, the Vatican's chief organizer for the Jubilee, who explained that the mascot was created from the desire to enter into the world of pop culture, so beloved by our young people. Pop culture, so beloved by our young people? What is that supposed to mean? Obviously, that brought up a million questions, but to be honest, at first, I was way too distracted by how freaking cute Luce is. I just felt this overwhelming desire to squeeze those smiling cheeks. And looking at the comment section, I didn't seem to be the only one. Yes, the reception of Luce among Catholics and non-Catholics appears to be very split, from conservative Catholics considering the introduction of a cartoon mascot as blasphemous, to supportive members of the church going on to create a wide range of fan art. Some more wholesome, like Luce taking a selfie with Jesus. Some more concerning, like Luce dressed in crusade knight armor, ready to kill people in the name of Catholicism. Anyways, amongst all of this noise, what most people seem to be able to agree on is that Luce is objectively adorable. But what exactly is it that makes Luce cute? What makes anything cute, really? In 1943, the behavioral scientist Konrad Lorenz established the so-called Kindchenschema, a set of physical characteristics that elicit a caretaking response in adults, which from an evolutionary perspective serves to safeguard the survival of offspring. The National Library of Medicine lists that the characteristics triggering this response include, but are not limited to, large head, large eyes, small mouth, short extremities, and plump body shape. Contemporary research indicates that cuteness goes beyond parental protective instincts, with an additional layer being the notion of so-called whimsical cuteness. Whimsical cuteness describes the playful side of cuteness, introducing elements such as exaggerated features, bold aesthetics, and a touch of unpredictability. With her absurdly large eyes and vibrant color palette, Luce's design certainly contains aspects of whimsical cuteness and subversion. At least to me, I never would have imagined a character with blue hair when asked to picture the poster child of the Catholic Church. But design is always done intentionally. So yes, we could write off Luce as a fun marketing gag, or we could dive deeper into the thoughts and motives that might have gone into making this mascot. Going back to the Archbishop stating that the mascot is intended to connect with young audiences, the design starts to make more sense. Cuteness is traditionally associated with youth and its innocence on the one hand, but its plasticity on the other hand. Joshua Paul Dale, who has studied cuteness for years, points out that since cuteness is associated with these youthful qualities, it seems as if it could be an effective way for adults to signal that they still have what it takes to succeed in a precarious economy. Applying this line of thinking to the Catholic Church, an age-old institution that has been criticized for being stuck in its ways and that has consistently been struggling to keep and recruit younger members over the last years, a cute, youthful mascot might be an attempt at signaling malleability and change through aesthetics. Talking about signaling, at this point, we have to address the elephant in the room: anime. Luce's design exhibits many traits commonly found in anime characters. Anime aesthetics and cuteness aesthetics are tightly intertwined. Since anime's popularity amongst young people has skyrocketed over the last decades, the Catholic Church using anime design principles can also be regarded as a strategic move to reach young audiences. A lot more can and has been said about Lucha's connection to anime culture, but for this video essay, I will be focusing on an analysis from a cuteness perspective. So let's move on. Lucha's design is not just packed with cuteness, but also infused with Catholic symbolism. The Archbishop describes Lucha's design features as the typical elements of the pilgrim, with a staff representing the pilgrimage towards eternity and her shining eyes working as a symbol of the hope of the heart. According to the Archbishop, hope is the message Lucha is supposed to carry to new young audiences. But hope for what exactly? Hope that the Catholic Church will listen to the criticism a lot of young people have with their internal scandals, corruption, and exclusionary practices? Or hope that Lucha's cute sparkling eyes will make us forget all about that? Unfortunately, the discourse around the mascot seems to suggest the latter. On an episode of the Godsplaining podcast, Friar Patrick and Friar Gregory discussed the new Catholic mascot.
So obviously I'm a Lucha fan. I've been converted.
I came to discover that it was a thing that people cared about and talked about, and I was fascinated. You've had like a lot of criticism in the last, 55 years, especially about the damning effects of trying to make the church relevant. So what we're going to do is just look at the ambient culture and then deploy everything within that culture that people find attractive as an effort to get them on our side.
Oh, heck yeah. I stand Lucha because the memes are great. So you have like Lucha rescuing babies from an abortion facility.
What this suggests is a strategic move of the church to appropriate dominant youth culture and infuse it with their still very much unchanged traditional beliefs, with cuteness functioning as a PR Trojan horse of sorts, rather than an attempt at a genuine rejuvenation and rapprochement towards young people. Nothing exposes the hypocrisy around this move better than the scandal around the designer behind the mascot. From the moment I saw that first clip, I thought Lucha's art style seemed familiar. And that's because she was created by the Italian artist Simone Legno, co-founder of the lifestyle brand Tokidoki. Tokidoki is known for their Japanese-inspired cute characters that adorn a variety of products, including this keychain that I have on one of my own bags. They've also made a lot of cool work for Pride in the past. So why an artist who has aligned themselves with LGBTQ+ causes for years would choose to take on a project for the Vatican seems questionable to me. Maybe this is just another instance of liking rainbows when there's money to be made, but then switching over to whoever is willing to issue the highest check. And it is hard to outbid one of the wealthiest religious institutions in the world. Many members of the Catholic community, however, did not seem thrilled about this collab, with many expressing outrage at the designer's connection to the LGBTQ+ community. And just imagine what they said when they found out Lucha was created by the same brain that designed a line of cute unicorn-shaped sex toys. But instead of maybe taking this as an opportunity to, reflect on homophobia and many more problematic practices within the church, or trying to build a bridge to young gay, queer, and trans people that are raised Catholic and are struggling with their identity and faith, and yes, these people do exist, the proposed solution is just to suppress and ignore. Yeah, that seems on brand, unfortunately. I'm not going to say it, but you can make up your own mind. Instead, the church tried to use cuteness as a communication tool to push their own narratives. After all, cuteness's capacity to grab attention and facilitate social engagement has been identified as one of its greatest strengths.